Hey everybody, Tony Mejia here for Wager Talk TV. You can find me at Sports Memo. Check out my page at sm.buzz/TDM. You can follow me on Twitter at Mejia Dinero. You can check out the address below for the spelling on that. And we're on a bit of a heater on these free pick videos. We faded Caitlin Clark's scoring total in her WNBA debut and won that. We've won a couple of NBA plays this week on Drew Holiday PRA on Monday night. On Tuesday, we lit up the Timberwolves Nuggets scoring total between both teams as that went over. And now we'll look to continue a nice run by hitting some baseball plays on Wednesday. Giants and Dodgers is available. We went on the Dodgers on Monday. We'll look to double dip there in a free pick video that's also available. And in this particular one, we are going to talk about the Cubs and the Braves as Chicago looks to avoid being shut out for the third consecutive game. I want to remind you to like and subscribe to all of our videos at Wager Talk TV so we can continue to bring you invaluable free content like what follows. And we're looking at Chicago at plus 145 against the Braves at minus 170. The pitching matchup is Javier Assad against Charlie Morton. And we're going to have a player prop as our free pick here at the end of this video. Like I mentioned, the Cubs have been blanked 2-0 and 7-0 in this series. First game on Monday, they were able to get just 5 hits off Reynaldo Lopez and bullpen arms Ray Kerr and Dylan Lee. And they were able to get just 3 hits on Tuesday against Chris Sale, who looks lights out at this point, and Aaron Bummer and Jackson Stevens. So technically, the Braves also have their best bullpen arms fresh for this one in relief of Charlie Morton. And the total is actually at 9. So looking at that, if the Cubs can't get their bats going, I might have an inclination to ride the under here, but just be aware that there are storms in the area, both in North Florida and in Georgia, in Atlanta, probably going to dissipate by the time that this game begins. But there might be some elements from Mother Nature to be aware of for this contest. And again, the Cubs, feast or famine, they scored 21 runs and taken 2 of 3 from the Pirates this weekend. But before that, they were really struggling. He scored 2 runs for the final 2 games and being swept at home by the Padres. Yu Darvish got them, coming back to haunt them. And so we'll see if the Cubs can get things going against Morton. Certainly, it would help to have Nico Hoerner, who had tweaked a hammy in batting practice and was scratched on Tuesday. Hoerner has one of the best numbers against Morton in his career. He's 3 for 9. Jay Happ is 1 of 8. And the best hitter against Morton throughout their careers in that Cubs lineup that we should see on Wednesday night is Cody Bellinger, who's 6 for 17 with 3 doubles and a triple. A short sample size, Seiya Suzuki is 1 for 2 with a double. You should always look at batting versus pitcher history when you're handicapping a baseball game. Javier Assad is 3-0 with a 1.7 ERA and a 1.06 whip. So he certainly has stepped up for Chicago this season. Him and Morton actually have very similar numbers. Morton's also 3-0, has a slightly higher ERA and a whip at 1.05. Both have pitched roughly 43 innings. Both have given up exactly 31 hits and walked exactly 14 batters. Morton has 40 Ks to Assad's 35. But again, these are 2 evenly matched right-handers taking the mound today at Truist Field or Truist Park. So what we have in this one, I would say I really wouldn't like to take the Braves at this much juice, minus 170, even though their lineup is a little more formidable than the Cubs right now with Chicago slumping and some injuries in play. Again, if Hoerner doesn't participate in this contest, I think that certainly favors Atlanta since it takes a hot bat out of the Chicago lineup. Austin Riley is probably not going to play today. He's been dealing with left side tightness. The MRI showed inflammation in his side, so he's listed as day-to-day and has missed the last few days since being pulled on Sunday. Probably won't see him in the mix today, but again, check your lineups prior to the first pitch in this one. They should be available roughly after 4 Eastern. And if Riley's in there, that would be a pleasant surprise for the Braves. At this point, the Morton is somebody that you should back, because all the Brave starters have really done a nice job over the past past week, since being swept out in LA by the Dodgers. The Braves are 4-1. Morton started this run with giving up 1 run on 3 hits over 7 innings. Max Fried followed up with 7 shutout innings. Then Bryce Elder went 5 1/3 of a 2-run ball, and the Braves would have won that game against the Mets at Citi Field if AJ Minter hadn't given up a home run in the bottom of the 9th to Brandon Nimmo for the Mets to salvage that game on Sunday. But again, Atlanta has bounced back nicely by winning consecutive games against Chicago behind their pitching, throwing 18 consecutive shutout innings entering Wednesday night. So our player prop for this game, the freebie, is going to be on Ronald Acuna Jr. He's at the top of the lineup, and he's really struggled this season, batting .245, but is starting to turn things around. He's coming off an 0-for-5 game, and so I think that he is going to do a nice job tonight against Assad. In his career against Assad, he's 2-for-3 with a home run. If you want to stay off Acuna, let me invite you to look at Ozzie Albies, who's 1-for-4 with a home run against Assad, and has done a really nice job over the last couple of games in getting hot. I think the guys at the top of the Atlanta order are going to ultimately start picking things up after slow starts, which should really terrify the rest of the National League, because the Braves have kept afloat with those 2 guys not doing their usual production. So once again, be aware, we've got specials at Sports Memo, 7 days, any sport, only $49, $7 a day. That offer ends at midnight on Sunday. Customer Appreciation Day coming up on Friday, $5 packages from all handicappers. Like and subscribe to our content here at Wager Talk TV, and follow me on Twitter. I give out free picks there at Mejia Dinero. X, if you want to call it X, I still call it Twitter. But once again, we're going with a lean towards the Atlanta Braves, a lean towards the under in this Braves-Cubs series finale, and Ozzie Albies or Ronald Acuna Jr., whichever way you want to go to, on the over on their hits, runs, and RBIs. For Sports Memo and Wager Talk TV, I'm Tony Mejia, wishing you all the profits that you can amass for the rest of the week. Take care.